What's going on, everybody? My name is Legato, and look, let's just get straight to the point. You see the title, you see the headline of this article. Look, let's just get straight into it. So, this article is by Video Games Chronicle, and it's about Final Fantasy 16. So, Final Fantasy 16 ditched turn-based combat to appeal to younger generations, the producer says. So, Final Fantasy producer Naoki Yoshida has said that the reason Final Fantasy 16 doesn't feature turn-based combat is so that the game will appeal to a younger audience. Speaking in the latest issue of Famitsu, translated for VGC by contributor Robert Savizin, the developer said that the team had to reassess the audience Final Fantasy was appealing to. I'm from a generation that grew up with command and turn-based RPGs, Yoshida said. I think I understand how interesting and immersive it can be. On the other hand, for the past decade or so, I've seen quite a number of opinions saying I don't understand the attraction of selecting commands in video games. This opinion is only increasing, particularly with younger audiences who do not typically play RPGs. Yoshida went on to explain that he believes the evolution in console technology has pushed RPGs towards action-based mechanics rather than turn-based. For several console generations now, all character expressions can be done in real time. Actions such as press the trigger and your character will shoot a gun, and press the button and your character will swing their sword, can now easily be expressed without going through a command system. It's now common for gamers younger than me to love such games. As a result, it seems it does not make sense to go through a command prompt, such as battle, to make a decision during a battle. He goes on to, say a little bit of other stuff. This is not an argument of what is good or bad, but there is a difference based on the player's preferences and age. Furthermore, there is a big difference between a command system and a turn-based system, and these are often conflated, but are two different concepts. So I think y'all kind of get what Yoshida is saying here. And hey, I get what he's saying too, because look, I'm not one of these old heads who just keep talking about Final Fantasy 3 and all this shit. Look, bro, it's in the past. Nowadays, we like that real-time combat. I need to slap somebody in real time. I don't need to press a button and then wait for him to slap somebody. But in all seriousness, I've never been a huge fan of turn-based combat at all. I can't even really remember a turn-based game that I really enjoyed that much. I really can't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It just kind of seems a little boring to me. And like he said, Yoshida said, a lot of times back in the day, that turn-based command system or whatever, it was implemented because, the gaming technology wasn't advanced enough to do it in real time. So a lot of these games that you play back in the day, that system was made because it was easier and less taxing on the game. So I think that's interesting that he did say that. But I know tons of people love turn-based games, and a lot of them come out and they're still very popular. Persona 5 is a game that's turn-based, and people love that. I know people love his story, and I know a lot of people that love his combat system. So, it really just depends on the person. Does the action, real-time combat, does that appeal to more people than turn-based? I would have to say so. But I think also on the other side, with the way turn-based people talk about action, a good game is a good game. So whether it's turn-based or action, it just depends on who's making it and who's showing the game the love that it needs to be shown. So when a lot of people will see this article and they'll be like, well, it's gonna be trash because action games. No, if it's a good game, it's a good game because it might have good action combat. Like, in my opinion, Final Fantasy 15 had a really good and fun combat system. People might disagree with that, but I think so. I got a video on my channel about Final Fantasy 15, so check it out. But Kingdom Hearts, as I've said, stated before, is one of my favorite, or is my favorite franchise, I should say. Um, so I love the real-time combat, but I think that a lot of people, like I said, they will make the case that the game automatically sucks because it's real-time combat, and some people will make the case that the game automatically sucks because it's turn-based. I don't think the games that I dislike that are turn-based suck because they're turn-based. Really, it's just not for me. I'm not gonna just go out here and shit on a game because it has a different kind of play style, because I would like to get into some turn-based games. I tried to get into Final Fantasy X. I tried to get into I tried to get into Child of Light by Ubisoft that was made a couple years ago. So it's a few games like that I have tried to get into, and I just really couldn't do it. So maybe I'll give those games a shot again one day, hopefully. Maybe they'll remake Final Fantasy X one day, and then I could replay it and give it a try or whatnot. So it's just a lot. It's something I'm open to. I'm always open to playing most games. Only genres I really don't really want to play is like strategy, but other than that, I'm really open to playing most game genres. Final Fantasy 16 is looking pretty damn good to me so far. It's looking pretty solid. So we just had Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy come out not too long ago. So hey,